Good afternoon, everyone. It has been a while since I've been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Today is Tuesday, August 3rd. It's a super sunny day here in Williamsburg. It's in the 90s, and I can't wait to check out a few things in here. I don't have my gimbal with me today, so apologies for the shaky video. This was a bit of an unplanned visit. I just happened to be coming back from out of town, and I said, well, I'm going to be passing by the park. Let me just pop in here for, an hour or so. And my YouTube friend Storm had thrown up a video last night talking about a couple of things in the park. And I said, hey, I'm going to stop in the afternoon. Let me see if there's any updates to follow on with that. So check out his link down below. And let's go have a good time. So the last time I was here, they didn't have the music out here. That's a good start. For those of you that may not recognize this, we're coming in from the VIP/preferred parking. This is a gorgeous day. Normally in the summer, when it's in the 90s here in Williamsburg, it is humid. It is not humid right now. This is actually amazing. This is a lovely, not busy day. Here's the entrance to England. Customer service has only a couple people in it. That's a good sign. I'm not going to stay here too long today, but definitely stay to the end of the video because I've got a couple of things I want to cover. And walking into England right here, I'm actually surprised there's not as many palace screen decorations as there normally would be. There would at least be a few things going up, but right now, I don't see anything. Oh, nope, there's some lights. Right there, that's the first light stand I've seen. I always love seeing Big Ben when I come into this park. And the train whistle, perfect timing. So I normally go to Ireland and kick things off with Finnegan's Flyer. That's nice and loud music. But today I'm going to take the path that Storm took, which is left into Italy. But first, let me stop off at one of those kiosks and check out what rewards we've got for the month of August. I'm sure they've got some stuff leading into Palace Screen. Oh, there's always a line at these things.
Alright, we'll be back.
I have never once liked those kiosks. Almost every time when I go to scan the barcode, mine comes up as invalid, so then you try to type it in manually. Well, guess what? Sometimes that doesn't work. So then you have to do the search feature, which is what I just did. You got to put your name up there, your birth date, your phone number, sometimes your address, on a big 30-inch screen for half the world to see. It's one of those things that I've provided feedback to Busch Gardens about before. So now I'm walking back to guest services at the entrance to the park because the kiosk said that my pass is inactive / some unknown error. Here we go. Alright, problem solved thanks to customer service. And I grabbed one of my rewards to go cash in on it right now. Like many of you know, I have a love / frustration relationship with Busch Gardens. And these kiosks are one of the reasons why. Alright, we're coming into the outskirts of Italy where Pompeii is. Looks like it's open. We're just gonna do a little casual mosey. It sounds like they fixed a lot of the speaker issues they had, because when I was here last at Christmas Town, half the speakers weren't working. If anyone's lost a hat, it's right over here in Pompeii. Just come grab it. Nobody's laid claim yet. I can confirm that Pompeii is running today. Alright, so unlike yesterday, Pompeii is running. It is running slowly though. They're only running one boat at a time. I'm not sure if they're doing that because it's a slow park day and they're trying to minimize maintenance, or if there's an issue with the other boats. I've heard rumor that there have been maintenance issues on this ride recently. I know last year it was down several days throughout the summer. With it being down yesterday, it makes me curious. And now we head into Italy proper. They've definitely got the sound effects working again. Listen to that. We've got some Palace screen lights up. Right here. And you can hear they've got the sound effects up in the trees. Coming up on the Battering Ram. It looks like today, second day in a row, the Battering Ram is closed. So the Battering Ram is not an opening day ride, but it did come shortly after. Opening day was 1975. The Battering Ram was installed in 1980, and it has been in operation since. So yeah, the Battering Ram's down. I couldn't find out why. In fact, there's no team members inside anywhere. There was one gentleman emptying trash cans, and he looked very overwhelmed. I was not going to bother him. Take a look at this garden, though, just before they set up for Halloween. They always employ the garden over here in Italy in such a great way for Halloween. Can't wait to see what they do with it this year. Now let's go take a look at Loch Ness Monster from Germany. I'm going to try to give you a view that not a lot of people realize exists. As you can see, the park really is very relaxed today. I remember a long time ago, they would have the member days and it would be like this, or maybe even a little emptier. I just stopped in at Bella Casa and saw my good old friend Mr. Nino. If you don't know who Mr. Nino is, or if you've never taken the moment to stop by and talk to him, you've got to. Next time you're here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, come to Italy, go to Bella Casa and talk to Mr. Nino. He has an absolutely amazing origin story straight from Italy, and he's been here for many years. And his work is impeccable. It's done by hand, and the most important part is it's done with the heart. On to Germany. So there's no crane. I guess they were just hauling something off in the distance for one day. And into the gift shop we go. And to no one's surprise, And some might even say, to no one's loss, Dark Coaster is closed. This is the reward that I just redeemed, a membership freebie. A little beer stein made out of plastic. I think we can see the details here a little bit better. This is actually kind of cool. I like that. And for reference, here's my hand. Looks like it'll hold 6 to 8 ounces. So one of my rules of thumb that I almost always adhere to when I come to Busch Gardens Williamsburg is never leave without riding the bumper cars. But every once in a while I will break that rule, and today is one of those days because I just gotta skedaddle. I might be tempted to get on Finnegan's though if it's a walk-on. And while we're here, let's take a look at the gardens. The Gardens of Darkcastle. This is a really fun place to enjoy at night if you just get to walk through it. I really wish they would do something more with this place. I have my personal opinion on what they should have done with this building instead of turning it into Dark Coaster. And that brings me to my next point. So I've had a number of you guys reach out, even though I know my subscribership on YouTube is low. I've got a lot of friends, family, people at other parks, Orlando, and on a couple other socials. And they're all like, Taz, man, when are you going to start posting up on YouTube again? And I kind of want to talk about that. So I've got a couple of personal projects going on in life that just is taking too much time. It's not that it's taking too much time, but that I'm really dedicated and focused on it. And once I get through those personal projects, that's when I'm going to hop back on and actually start posting again. I had started a couple of years ago, and since then, I mean, I've been collecting a lot of B-roll. For anyone out there that's never done anything like this, it's footage. You've got to have a lot of footage, and it takes time and effort. I know that some people probably think, oh, I can just go out there with a camera, grab it, take a couple shots, and just post it up. You could do that, and you know what? It might work. I'm not saying it won't work for you. But when you're starting to make really deep videos, long videos, 10, 15 minutes, you know, and you've got some subject matter you want to talk about, it helps to have visuals and B-roll. So I went out and I actually took a lot of B-roll. And I've actually started working on almost 24 videos. And it's not just here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg either, by the way, guys. I'm talking Disney, we're talking Universal Studios Orlando, Islands of Adventure, Epic Universe, Dollywood, Hershey Park, you know, so I'm covering not only regional parks, but I've also got footage and topics that I've been working on for the international destinations as well. And that's one of the other things, you know, I mentioned earlier on, I haven't been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg since Christmastown. I went one time in Christmastown. Prior to that, I went to Howl-O-Scream 3 times, and I had some observations and actually started a video on that. And one of the reasons I wanted to hold off on it is I want to get some more experiences with Howl-O-Scream. So I mean, I've gone to a number of Halloween destinations all along the East Coast. So we're talking about stuff at Disney, Universal Studios, non-theme park places to try to compare and contrast. So hopefully, you know, by the end of the year, I'll have some things coming out. I've also, even though I haven't been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg much in the last year, here's the thing, I've been to other parks more. I've been to Dollywood more in the last year than I have been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Busch Gardens Williamsburg is technically my home park, which means that I live near it. And I've mentioned this to some folks that are upper management at Busch Gardens. I love Busch Gardens to death, love it. I've been going here for 20 plus years as a platinum member, and for anyone that understands what I just said, you understand what I'm about to say. It's been frustrating. It's been a wild ride. It's been a frustrating relationship, and I'm hopeful. They are making some positive changes, but as you've just seen walking around the park right now, there are some frustrating things. Not terrible things, but first of all, shout out to whoever came up with that beer stein cup idea. That's an awesome little membership bonus. Thanks, guys. I really like it. Okay, enough about the drama. Let's continue walking through Germany and take a look at the rest of the park. And while I'm thinking about it, call back to the beginning of the video. I want to give a shout out to team member Jaylyn over at customer service. She's the one that got my situation sorted and got me the reward so that I could grab my cup. Thank you so much, Jaylyn, and anyone listening that can give her a formal shout out at Busch Gardens Corporate, please do so. I'm going to do so when I get home. And into the village. I don't know if I like this village more at Howl-O-Scream or during Christmas time. Both are very distinctive looks. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next train to come along. They're only running one train on Griffin. I'm presuming it's because the crowds are so low. I have noticed the humidity kick up a little bit. For my friends in Orlando, you guys get heat and humidity. Trust me, I've been down there every month of the year, every season. I know, I get it. But here's something that all my friends in Orlando have never experienced. Come to Williamsburg, Virginia. In the summer, when we've got the swamp heat, here's what you guys do have. You have a breeze. Because it's flat. Guess what we don't have? A breeze. Because it's Williamsburg and it's trees. This is a straight drop. And if you've never been on it, you've got to check it out. Front row is an experience you're not going to forget for a long time. I sometimes will hit this to start my day out. So like I was saying, Orlando friends, you don't know humidity until you come to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, where it's a swamp-like environment. There's no breeze. It's trees. It's actual swamp. It's lakes. If you know, you know. Back in Ireland, one of my favorite spots, and it is empty. Look at this. They definitely have all the speakers and all the lands working. And they're almost at the point of being too loud, but they're not. We got some more Howl-O-Scream stuff going up. Finnegan's is a walk-on. Theme Park Shadow. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for today. I had a great time here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, and all I did was just take a lap around the park. Like I said, I was so tempted to hop on Finnegan's Flyers because it was a walk-on. Honestly, every single ride here was a walk-on today. And I've told people before, you know, one of the tricks about Busch Gardens Williamsburg, if it's going to be a really hot day, and it's in the summertime, and you're looking at maybe Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, do it, especially when you get closer to when school's about to start, because there's fewer people going to the parks. I don't think at any one point, anywhere within my eyesight, there was 100 people. And I saw people rewriting rides. It was an absolutely great time to do that. One of the things I showed you briefly was that sign showing, you know, the lap around the park, which I basically did one whole lap around the loop. And that kind of brings up the Busch Gardens Fiend's Frenzy. They've got the 5K coming up. If you haven't done it before, sign up. I would sign up because this year it's actually at a time of the day I could go, but I'm going to be in Dollywood for the Butterfly Challenge in September. That's one thing I wish Busch Gardens would do, is a whole race weekend, because classically they've never done that. They usually just do like a race on a Sunday, and the last few have been at a time on a Sunday that I can't do. This year the time was better. Why not do, you know, a Saturday morning and a Sunday morning Busch Gardens? You guys could do that. Most of these marathon events, they don't start at 10 a.m. I'd love to see Busch Gardens Williamsburg put together an entire weekend, and let's be honest, they make money. You know, you can have fun, make a few dollars. I just want to give a shout out again to Storm. Check out his video down here, linked in the description box. Shout out to Jaylyn, team member at customer service. She got me hooked up with my reward. Kevin, if you're listening, can we do something better than the kiosks? Or if we're going to keep the kiosks, let's work out those bugs. I'm not the only one. I saw a few people with issues. Luckily, theirs worked. I had to go to customer service. Not a big deal. Shout out to whoever came up with the idea of giving away the beer stein cup. That was really cool. It's simple, but little things like that make a difference. So looking forward to next time. If you liked any part of this video, and if you're looking forward to more content, definitely give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. Subscribing is free to do. Like I said, guys, I am looking to push some videos out throughout the year. This is just impromptu. Go out there, guys. Have fun. Have a blast. Most of all, y'all just have a great day. I'll catch you guys later. Also, shout out to Benny. Even though he didn't buy me the snack he owes me, he did cool my car down before I got here. So, cheers, buddy.
Would you like me to take your picture?
I'm good.